The year is 2024. Damascus, once a bustling metropolis, lies in ruins. The echoes of gunfire and the screams of the innocent have finally subsided. After 13 years of brutal civil war, the Assad regime, a fixture of Syrian politics for nearly half a century, has crumbled. Bashar al-Assad, the embattled dictator, has fled to Moscow, seeking refuge with his longtime ally, Russia. Bashar al-Assad, born into a family of Alawite minority rulers, inherited the presidency of Syria from his father, Hafez al-Assad, in 2000. His regime, characterized by authoritarian rule and suppression of dissent, faced growing internal unrest and international condemnation. In 2011, the Syrian civil war erupted, triggered by a popular uprising against Assad's government. The fall of Assad, while seemingly a victory for the long-suffering Syrian people, casts a long shadow across the globe. It has sent shockwaves through the Middle East, reshaped the geopolitical landscape, and reignited tensions between the United States and Russia. But beneath the surface of this momentous event lies a complex web of hidden agendas, geopolitical maneuvering, and a troubling disconnect between the ideals espoused by the West and the realities on the ground. The United States, a vocal critic of the Assad regime, has publicly welcomed its downfall. Statements from Washington, D.C. paint a picture of a liberated Syria, poised to embrace democracy and rebuild. However, a closer look at U.S. foreign policy reveals a pattern of interventionism that often prioritizes strategic interests over genuine concern for human rights and democratic values. The Iraq War, a disastrous military campaign launched under the pretext of finding weapons of mass destruction, serves as a stark reminder of this double standard. The invasion, championed by the US and backed by a chorus of supportive media coverage, led to the destabilization of the region, the rise of extremist groups like ISIS, and the displacement of millions of people. Similarly, the US-backed regime change in Libya, celebrated by many in the Western media as a victory for democracy, has descended into chaos. The country is now fractured, plagued by violence and instability, with the dreams of a democratic transition shattered. The coverage of the Syrian conflict by major Western media outlets, such as the BBC, the New York Times, and The Guardian, has often been criticized for its inherent bias. While these outlets claim to provide objective and impartial news, their narratives have frequently reflected a Western perspective that demonized the Assad regime, while often overlooking the complexities of the conflict and the actions of the various rebel factions, some of which were linked to extremist groups. Headlines like "Assad's brutal reign comes to an end," The New York Post, and "Syrian people celebrate the fall of a tyrant," The Guardian, paint a simplistic and often inaccurate picture of the situation. They fail to acknowledge the suffering of ordinary Syrians on all sides of the conflict, the rise of extremist groups, and the potential for further instability. The fall of Assad has undoubtedly weakened Russia's influence in the Middle East, a significant blow to Moscow's ambitions in the region. However, the long-term consequences of this event remain uncertain. The power vacuum created by the regime's collapse could be exploited by extremist groups, further destabilizing the region and potentially leading to a new wave of refugees. Furthermore, the conflict in Ukraine, a proxy war between Russia and the West, has added another layer of complexity to this already volatile situation. The overthrow of Assad has heightened tensions between the two superpowers, raising fears of a wider regional conflict. The Syrian conflict is a tragedy of immense proportions. It is a story of human suffering, political maneuvering, and the limitations of Western ideals. The fall of Assad marks a turning point, but it does not guarantee a peaceful or prosperous future for Syria. The road ahead is fraught with uncertainty, and the international community must proceed with caution, guided by a genuine commitment to peace, stability, and the well-being of the Syrian people. With this video, please be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Your support motivates us to create more engaging and informative content. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family. The more engagement we get, the better the YouTube algorithm will promote our channel, allowing us to reach a wider audience. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video. Bye-bye.